Good morning, mate. How are you? Yeah, I was late starting.
What's your thoughts today then, Hayden?
Um, just looking at the moment. We had so this level at the moment. This support's still holding, the one that I'm looking at
Yeah,
um, over here. So yesterday
yeah,
it really didn't do anything. It just chopped around sideways.
yeah.
So the level I was really keen on was this level, this blue box. And then if we can eventually clear, what I was waiting for was something to clear this. Let me just draw on my screen. So this level here, I was really keen on for price to
Yeah.
run into, to see if we could pick up some liquidity. Underneath here gets interesting if it does drop down into this zone. But at the moment, this being the support, I thought this is a good little fresh. It's not the most. It's like it has been tested, but it's still quite
Yeah,
fresh. So I quite like
yeah.
that. And then I was if this line here 24,310 breaks, then I can see us
Hmm.
easily filling 60 pips to the upside. So I quite
Right.
I quite like where it's at the moment. But yeah,
Yeah.
yesterday
So what
yesterday's
your
consolidating.
bias is longs then, is it?
I don't really have no. It's not, I don't have a firm opinion on which way to go. So on one hand, I feel like the headwinds are earnings season. So tonight, what we've got SAP reporting, and
Mm.
SAP is the biggest component of the German 40.
Yeah.
So they'll report, um, and then at the moment, price is just consolidating. The other thing about reporting in the other thing about this earnings season is that until the big names have reported, they don't have this thing called stock buybacks happening. It's a blackout window for stock buybacks,
Right.
and stock buybacks is something that companies do when if they basically just artificially boost their share price. And there's been a lot of stock buybacks in the last year. I think this is like almost, I think it's a record year, and it's really been helping the US indices. We're talking mainly about US companies, and something that was
Yeah.
a bit unexpected from this tariff drama was that companies didn't they, they weren't really acquiring many companies or spending a lot of things. So because there was a bit of uncertainty with the tariffs, so rather than going to spending it on R&D and external sources, they reinvested the money that they had accumulated into buying back their own shares, and that what that does is it boosts the stock price. So pretty interesting how that all works out. Um, so we'll see how much more they're going to commit to, but it's on track for a record year. So the main thing for us to know is that when you're in earnings season, this stock buyback is paused. So that removes a big buyer from the market. So when those buyers return to the market after the earnings, which is across the next couple of weeks, we'll see a big buyer return. So I feel like we're just kind of
Right.
struggling to keep on going. Now,
So possibly down before it goes up then, really.
potentially. Um,
Yeah.
so I was looking at the US indices yesterday, and I really couldn't find any reason why this big boost happened in the New York
Mm.
session. Um, happened in on the US 500, happened on Nasdaq as well. I literally couldn't find anything. anything that made sense why it just really rallied hard. So to me, a fairly easy trade was going to be if this could hold going into the new day, was to fade this move. Unfortunately, on US 500, it faded it really late from 7:30 onwards. It faded it back down. So I tried to, I wasn't sure at the time. I wasn't sure, like, I didn't feel comfortable shorting it because I've seen these things push up and then sort of drift higher, and then Asia session carries it on, and then it's like the next day it dumps. So it was a bit disappointing when I saw this just in 30-minute candles that it completely corrected that move, because that was the move I was looking for today. So it's kind of everything's back to neutral again. So at the moment my bias, and then yesterday having German just do nothing as well, like it hasn't given me any more clarity into what's going on. The levels that I still think is this zone up here and this zone down here. So it's pretty much the same bias as yesterday. The only thing which is a bit more of an issue now is that this level, looking for longs off of from this support up, is now it's been tested again. It's getting weaker and weaker and weaker. So it does open the door that if it is going to break through, it really could. Whereas before, first time touch, it was kind of easier to assume that we could go long if we could hold that support. Hey Simon, how are you? So yeah, bit of a nothing day, but when you see these kind of consolidations as well, when prices consolidate, the breakout does become stronger, a bit more pent up energy in this area. So do I think it's going to this time push up and retest this area, or break down? Oh, sorry, excuse me, 1 second. Far out. Yeah, man, just it's kind of other things I was looking at was gold was really rallying yesterday, and that was also another reason for me to think surely this gold rally, with the gold pushing higher and also yen was strong yesterday. I also smelt a rat with the stock, that stock rally, so I thought that would get faded. What we've got now is gold sort of being tempered a little bit, just giving back a little bit of yesterday's rally, and we're also seeing yen give back a little bit of yesterday's rally. For a swing trader, I've got my eyes on. I'm in euro yen long, so I think this has potentially got a couple more days before the interest rates on Thursday.
Yeah.
I think that's got that's good potential to keep on pushing higher, up into some of these other levels. So I'm thinking that this, like, it's been a pretty lovely run. So this has probably got a little bit more to go, not too much more, but we'll see as the interest rates come out. There'll probably be a pullback on Thursday with the euro interest rates. But I think that for now, I was saying yesterday that Japan having those national elections over the weekend, to me, I thought that would lead to yen weakness, but Japan had a bank holiday yesterday, and we saw yen strengthening, and I thought that would just get reversed going into this week. So euro yen, I'm in for a swing trade. See what happens with this one, if it can push up. Swing. When I say swing trade, it just means I'm happy to hold it for a couple of days.
Yep.
With that one, I'm in it too. But I was a bit worried about the news coming out. But do you have any ideas at the moment as to what you think that might do to it, or we just got to wait and see, hold the trade through it, or what do you think?
Which news?
The Euro news.
Oh, the interest rates.
Yeah.
I think it'll strengthen ahead of it. So
Yeah. All right.
yeah. So I think the thing what I think is going to happen, and it's just my opinion. Could be completely wrong, but I think they might, like, because they're holding, and this will be the first hold that they've made in 8 consecutive meetings. So this and we have seen the euro actually be strengthening because they've been signalling that this is their base rate, like that we've finished reducing interest rates.
Yeah.
So when they hold, I'm expecting there to be some comments about the tariffs, and I think one's I think because of the holding here, this will lead to strengthening, but I think there is an absolute risk that with this tariffs coming in, or if they come in, whatever's going on with that, I think ahead of time there may be rumours that one strategy that euro could employ is to lower interest rates a bit further, weakening the euro, because euro's in a relatively good position now, being at like 1.17. They could probably afford to entertain a 10% reduction in the euro US dollar exchange rate to offset the 10%, the 15 to 20% tariffs that Trump is considering. Not that I'm not sure if whether they'll actually do it, but just the rumours alone of them considering dropping interest rates further would actually weaken the euro. So I think it's likely that euro will strengthen ahead of time and then really get drag buyers into it, but then have a real potential for, at the time of the news, if they say something along those lines, we could see a bit of a correction in place. If it doesn't say anything and euro can hold its strength, then fine, it probably can continue higher. But I think the best chance for this trade would be people pricing this potentially in, strengthening the euro beforehand, then see if there's that risk. That's why I want to get out also beforehand, before this news. But I think it's much easier for people that want to offload the risk to someone else to pump price beforehand to offload it. So that's why I'm thinking we pump before the news, offload the risk. Someone else can shoulder that risk if they want to buy euro at a worse price. If euro does say something and it leads to a correction, there'll probably be better price points to get back in. But I don't think there's any reason to be taking buys above these highs. I think you got to be beforehand, and I think they could let price push up into it, and then that'll be the time that I think institutions will be probably selling into that buying pressure ahead of this news, before there's a chance that some policy adjustment can take place if these tariffs do come in. That makes sense. I think it pumps beforehand. But then on the news, I wouldn't want to really be holding the trade with, because it'd be a pretty risky event. It could just be nothing, and it could just blow over. But I think the chance of a correction, not so much at the refinancing rate, but at this press conference, I think this is the risky one.
Yeah.
Hence why I thought, yes, I was saying yesterday, I think all yen is doing with that election news, all I thought was this is providing a good place for people to buy into, pump price above these highs. No doubt people will buy the breakout, but then that could be the time that we start seeing selling pressure. Okay, so Bitcoin, cryptos have been on an almighty run. They're actually pulling back just a wee bit as well overnight. Yen's pulling back a wee bit overnight. Gold's pulling back a wee bit overnight. Stocks kind of struggled to push back up, so I think there's probably more chance for sells today. But for German is kind of in this messy, really sloppy area, and we're almost right in the middle. And yesterday's trading was a bit difficult because I mean it was okay. Like got some trades in, and the best one was the trade from. If you guys remember, it was from this little bit of price action, these triple wicker, where price, I didn't fall for the buys up here. I thought there was a chance that we would run the highs. I think someone took it. Someone took the buys up and then got out, and then waited for price to basically come back down to this level to retest the top of Asia and that little price action, and then jumped in for the buys going up, and it worked out very nicely. Then the next idea that I had was if we could get a good 15-minute candle to close above this level to look for the wick fill, like entering around here, so get the wick fill and then see if we could push up into this blue area up the top. But it never was able to break this area. So now that New York as well retested it, I think there's a very good chance if we are pushing above here, wick fill definitely, and then I'm targeting 360. So if price is bullish, I'm targeting us to break here for once and for all and get to 360. The other trade idea gave yesterday, which I didn't take myself, was because we already tested this level on this candle, if we came back down again, I thought there was all the chance in the world for us to go down and retest into this zone where these three wicks overlapped. Right over here, which was about a 40 pip play. So it was 40 pips to the downside, and then it was 60 pips to the upside. That were the ideas. So the down, like apart from this one worked out. This one worked out, but I didn't take it, and then this one never actually happened. So this one here is still very much in play if we are bullish today. I'm not really expecting. I really don't know. After a day like yesterday, where it just kind of chopped around inside of here, to me, I feel like we're waiting for a catalyst, and we don't know what the catalyst is going to be. So, without knowing, to me, upside and downside is in play.
Feels to me, Hayden, like there's more liquidity lower down, so I feel like there's still more room to go down. Do you know what I mean? There's more sort of stuff to the left, lower down than there is. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think there's more potential for the stock market to move higher. So it feels like it needs fuel. So
yeah,
I thought running these lows would be a good idea. Running all through here, because I really like this triple wick area.
Yeah, I've got lots of more zones down to the left, lower, where it could sort of have a little pop up at the open, then grab some liquidity, go down, and then eventually start moving back up.
Yeah, I like that idea. Adelaide, for today, I've brought that triple wick zone across and wonder if that will become a good sales zone. Oh, are you talking about this one, Adelaide? You're
I often see that it like becomes support and resistance if you like pull them over.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's too far to go up and then go down.
Yeah, so you're thinking like this zone becomes reactive again, which is kind of like a consolidation. So it would be retesting a little Asia consolidation zone, and then this is the biggest candle of Asia. And Japan was on a bank holiday yesterday, so this does seem to be, it could run into this area again for sure. I kind of like that, hey. I kind of like it if it was pushing up and then coming down to actually target this zone. It's just
that's my plan, definitely.
Invert the chart to make sure I'm not being blind to longs or sells. So if this was the day, if this was the day, I mean, to me, if I was looking for longs, sorry, if I was looking at this chart and I saw price breaking above here, wouldn't you think like this? Just there's a bit of traffic here, but there's a fair bit of nice space as well. Like that just looks like it's kind of building to break higher, doesn't it? Or break out one way.
Yeah, you got that big wick to the left, which I think is going to be, yeah.
That one, and then you've got like this area as well. Yeah, man. If I was looking at this chart, I'd be very happy to see price breaking up, which is just inverted. So that means looking for sells. Just gotta get through this nasty bit. All right, so we've got London Open upon us. 30 seconds. Lately, we've been seeing the first minute just go up. Frankfurt Open's given us nothing. Frankfurt, look at this, just literally nothing. Let's see if it really struggles to break higher. If it struggles to break higher, then potentially it's going to be able to go down easier. So that's the move. This is the open here. And the open for the last few times has literally just been a candle that's just gone up 30, 40 pips. So 35 pips for the first 1 minute. So there's definitely some buying pressure. So don't take sells yet. If you are looking at sells, don't try fade that. That is buying pressure. When we have seen buying pressure on the first minute, it's not like it's a instant reversal. It does take a good 5, 10, 15, sometimes 20 minutes to let London consolidate. So the stock's down, huh? Stocks are down. Okay, we're back in the zone again.
Hey, everyone.
Hey Tommy, how are you, mate?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, excellent, thank you. Okay, so
How'd you go yesterday?
yeah, pretty good. Ended up not quite up 1% for the day.
Beautiful.
Quite a lot of missed opportunities as well. So, but this yesterday, it was a bit messy overall. So I was saying that got the buy from this level when price came down. So that was a very nice trade. And then in the New York session, I got late and I didn't understand this big pump up. It was more on, so yeah, I didn't understand this pump up. I thought it'd get faded. So that was my idea for today, was to fade this move, but it faded it late. So that already happened. But I thought we actually might keep on legging it higher. So on NAS, when price pumped and then it did drop back down and it swept underneath these lows, I did take a buy from basically, I was a little bit hesitant, but I took a buy after I saw this candle, and then price pushed up. I didn't hold it for too long. I wasn't really sure, but I took it back up, and it was almost the same trade as German. So when you look at this price action, look at so see here where price had been coming down, up, down, and then had this 10-minute triple wicker, and then price pushed up. Price came back down and retested it before then bouncing just to retest these highs. If you go to NAS on the 1-minute chart, it was something very similar. So price had been coming down to the left. Okay, and then when price pushed up, you spot it where I'm looking at, this level here, where price was this triple wicker, like 1, 2, 3, and then price pushed up, came back down, and then it retested it. I wasn't sure, so I waited for about I think it was a 3 or 5 minute candle to close, but then when it closed, it just looked like price that was the rejection. So this little grind higher took out these highs, and price came back, retested it. As it was pushing up, I jumped in to take it higher. So got a nice little win on NAS. Wasn't risking too much.
Heard you talking about triple wickers recently. What is it signifying?
It's just where price like grinds. So you see like some pretty quick candles, and then you see a bit of a grind, and then you see something that pushes up and breaks a new high. So normally when you break a high, let me just go back to German so I can focus on that as well. So when you have these swings, like so, like this is the flow of the market, and every time price like makes a new high or a new low, it's quite healthy for a correction. But when you don't have a correction, when you have something that sort of grinds and then just does this and then pushes down again, this is a pretty powerful level. And where you've got 3 candles that kind of overlap the same space before continuing that move, this is a bit of liquidity. So quite often you get a reaction from that. And sometimes it does this, and then you see this grind, and then shoots. So then sometimes when price comes back, it's like that, right? So it's just seeing these little triple wickers, like those little things or these little things. So what it looks like yesterday's German was perfect in that it was where you see like you've got this candle, this one here, this is the German Open, so you get 10 minutes where it just pushes up and it breaks this Asia high, and normally you'd see like a little correction before pushing higher, but you don't. What you see is price just grind higher in this, and the area with these three candles, where you've got all three overlapping in that space. So like that part, to me, that's a good area of demand. So looking for price when that retest that area, to me that was a good shout. So it's just a way to spot like little accumulations. They work really well.
They seem to be like pump them out.
Yeah, what Jim pointed out as well. It's like you get a triple wicker here. Okay, this is where you got three candles that overlap before price pushes up and makes a new high. So this area here also makes sense. But one thing that this lacks, that this one has, is you've got a quick move before and after. Whereas this one, you've got a quick move before, you get the drift, and then it punches higher, but you don't have that like fair value gap kind of thing afterwards. So this here, whilst this level's still good, it retested a couple times, holds it, but it can't actually hold the weight of price. It eventually comes down to this one. So it's more looking at what happens when you see these. When you see these, where you've got a good move before and a good move after, then they really stand out.
Yep, thanks.
You're welcome, man. So that's bullish, is it? Okay, so this level is holding. Kind of absorb the buyers that they've bought. They open, absorbing them. And I'm still very keen on this level. And we're kind of sweeping now, so we've kind of swept a lot of this accumulation. This is the Frankfurt low right here, this bit. So I'll remove this green line. Let's see what they want to do, because at the moment you've got a bit of space underneath, but it was only 20 pips, kind of not really worth the risk. Getting a bit oversold in the stocky. At the moment, the support is still something you've got to be very cautious of. Here's like a little micro version of a triple wick area as well. It's only small, but you see like how kind of moves down. We get that little tiny accumulation period before then a pretty decent candle down. So that area across here is of interest, and you see like how price reacts to it. Obviously not a strong reaction. We're not talking like, home run levels, but if you're looking for a place, that signifies that was something happened here where you got a little push, a little accumulation, another push. Like you can see the reaction, how accurate they are.
And would you, so it doesn't look, I mean, you picked it up, but it doesn't look like the previous triple wick you showed me. So would you go down to a 2 minute to go, oh, that actually is a triple wick or a 1 minute?
It's just scaling. It's just scaling. If I moved it like that, it would look like it. Yep. Just a scaling thing. So that's why I don't get annoyed at people, but I do get annoyed at sometimes when I'm doing coaching sessions, and not with you guys. I'm talking about when some of these other charts, people are they're trying to explain what they're seeing, and it's like this. And I'm like, how the hell can you even tell what's going on? Like stretch it out a bit. But it's literally like this sometimes, and they're saying, I saw this candle and then this candle. I was like, I literally cannot tell what you're looking at when it's like this. Like you use all this space, stretch it out. Come on, read the candles in detail, because at other times it's like this as well. And I'm like, I can't even tell where I am. like I think the art of scaling something so you can actually explain your story is pretty important.
30 minutes, so we've got to wait another hour.
Yeah, that's right. You get the
Getting signal from the
you
blue
play
charts
signal.
there, by Sarah.
Yeah, I can recognize that voice.
I'm having a laugh because they're all moaning. It's quite funny.
About the
I'm
price action.
losing. Oh, because it's sideways, isn't it?
Yeah,
Somebody
sideways.
said, "Oh, we need girders on here," and somebody else said something else. It's just like, oh my god, this is where it all goes. Look, people are just moaning. It's because it's sideways action.
Yeah.
Just a bit of a laugh.
Yeah, look at it. So there's some ideas around. There's definitely some trades to be had. It's just patience, you know. So when it's low volume, smaller levels will have a reaction. So it's just whether we want to take on unnecessary risk. Like I don't really want to take out a breakout right now. Because to me this is just kind of absorbing people into it. So the breakout's going to happen. It's just about timing it. It's gonna be frustrating. What day does this remind you of? I was saying yesterday.
Yeah, I'm flat. I'm going to wait this morning. I'm not getting involved in this.
Yeah, there was a day. I don't think it was yesterday. My mother's on her way. I can see her out the window walking. Mother's like a hurricane. She comes in a good way.
Does your mother live over there, mate?
No, she's come to help us with the new baby when it arrives. So she was. What she does is she does remote nursing. She's a midwife, but she'll do like nearly retirement age now. She could retire if she wanted to, but what she does is she does like because she's by herself. She doesn't have a partner, so she'll do the remote nursing contracts where she'll go to like middle of Australia with like indigenous communities, and they pay really, really well. So she can like have a really condensed contract, like 4 weeks, 6 weeks or so. And it just pays enormous, but then she can have a lot more time off outside of it. But what she's been doing more recently is working in the Falkland Islands. And then what they do there is they can either fly her via Chile or via the UK. And they'll pay the airfares. So it's been a good excuse for her to come and visit us. She's been across like 3 times in the last year and a bit, where she'll go do a contract in the Falklands, but she'll come via the UK and she'll stay for like a month or 6 weeks, and then they'll just fly her back home. So she did a contract in the Falklands just for 4 weeks in the last month, and then now they flew her back here, and she's going to stay with us now. She's going to travel a bit, but she'll stay with us for until the new baby's due in the next couple of weeks. Help us look after Maddie, because we've got no one for Maddie. That's the thing. So she'll stay here at our house. We'll go to the hospital, and then afterwards she'll go do a bit of travel through Europe.
Hi, everyone.
Hey, Danny. But this is what it feels like to have grandparents around. It's amazing just being able to like let her and Maddie play, and then Sarah and I can just like get on top of things.
I have to apologise. I wasn't aware you've got another one on the way.
Oh, you didn't know?
I just must have missed it. So
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah,
Right.
Yeah. Due
Yeah,
in, like,
geez, you're going to be busy.
Yeah, man. Due in like 2.5 weeks.
Oh, okay. Good on you.
So hopefully
We had our first class together. It was good. Tough. It's fucking tough, but it's good.
yeah, it would be hard, but it's good for Maddie to have her sister. So it's another girl. We'll be close in age.
Yeah. Well, our kids are such good friends now, so
Yeah.
which I really like.
Yeah, that's why we're moving as well, just to get a bigger place. Because at the moment it's way too small with nearly a 2-year-old running around. So as long as Sarah gives birth outside of the London Open, we'll keep the streams rolling. And I'll have to take the laptop to the hospital in case. Stream at the same time. And hopefully not the weekend as well, because there'll be Supercoach finals at that time. It'll be very stressful to have to give birth and monitor my Supercoach team at the same time.
I hope she's not close to you, because if it was me, I would have slapped you by now.
Yeah. I do it on purpose to stir her up. So my brother, he's having his baby as well, 4 days beforehand. So it'll be Supercoach finals. We're both talking. We're like, well, if one's early or one's late, we can put them on the phone together, so they've got support, and then we can support each other through our Supercoach finals.
Is your brother in the UK as well, Hayden, or is he over in?
No, he's in Canberra. Yeah, in Australia.
When's the baby due?
Our date's the 10th. His is the
10th
6th.
of August.
Yeah. Yeah, coming up soon.
I bet your missus has not enjoyed the heat then, being pregnant.
Yeah, it's just like ankles are all swollen, saying it's hot. And like having Maddie.
Is your brother in Canberra, Hayden?
Yeah, one's in Canberra, the other's in Sydney.
God. Freeze his ass off in Canberra.
Yeah, man. All right, what price action, man? Look at this.
Do they trade?
They do, yeah, they do. They got me into it.
Okay.
Is that Dave or Regan?
Both.
No, who's having the baby?
Oh, sorry, Regan.
Yep. Oh, good. That's good.
Yeah, Dave won't have anyone. He has never been interested in kids.
Ah, good on you.
Yes. Yeah, it'd be nice having cousins the same age. So we just have to find a reason to get there. It's just now getting to Australia is going to be stressful, man. Stressful enough for one kid, let alone 2 kids.
Yeah.
Long flight with kids, isn't it?
Yeah.
You'll have to go business class, mate.
Yeah, for sure. So, because we went there when Maddie was, when she was 3 months. We went to Australia, and that was fine because she was so small. But poor Maddie, she went from Yorkshire winter, which was like, I think when we left it was negatives that week because it was January. And then when we landed in Australia, it was like going from negatives straight into like 35 degrees was the first day we got there. Such a shock. She's never been good with heat as well.
I think actually business class, they don't let you have children under a certain age, I think.
It depends on the airline. I know.
Yeah, I know
Eddie
Emirates is like under 14 or something.
Yeah, Emirates don't. Singapore do.
Would piss you off if you paid all that money for a business class seat and there's some screaming kid next to you.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Qatar, I don't think they would either. So there are definitely some that do.
Seems like price is just holding there for some reason, waiting to...
It's going to explode, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But after yesterday, it was like that as well. It wasn't like a bigger version. But yesterday had decent, at least it still swung. I mean, for our purposes, in our session, there was about 60 pip range that it stayed mostly in, but that's still pretty quiet. And then New York just did nothing. This is exceptionally tight, 20 pips up and down. What's SAP doing? SAP's up, but everything else is basically down, isn't it? Deutsche Telekom's down. What's stocks doing? Stocks is pushing higher, trying to get back into this area. Guess we can sort of use this maybe to see if it can clear this zone.
I'm in a gold trade, but it's going nowhere. 1 minute gold is just sideways.
Yeah, I think there's so much of this.
Yeah.
This is the 10-minute chart as well. Look at that, man. 1, 2,
Yeah, look at the 1 minute. It's just nothing at all. Hope it breaks out in my direction.
Yeah, what conditions? Well, let's have a look at COT reports while we're at it. So this is what's feeding into my Euro idea as well. Is you can see, let's look at Euro in the last week. We started seeing, we did get a little bit of a boost, like when we saw Euro, I think what this is, remember we got to that deadline, getting close to that deadline of 9th of July to see what was going to happen with the tariff deadline. And what we saw was the open interest increase. We saw the long contracts increase, but to kind of hedge that risk out, we saw the short contracts also increasing. And then now that that initial threat had passed a bit, and we kind of got a bit more light to the situation, you see that the long contracts increased marginally in the previous week, but they actually dumped quite a few short contracts. So the actual open interest net positions, sorry, not open interest, the actual overall net positions increased quite substantially, and they got $1 billion more to the long side. And price went down, like the closing price for the week. It was actually a bit of a retracement in that week that passed. So we're seeing the longs continue to get a bit more overcrowded. So that's why I think there's probably a good chance. We know Thursday is going to be pretty chaotic. But with all this open exposure, I think there will be potentially some risk management on the news. But with this kind of open interest, Euro is really the only one that is still gaining. This is this green line. When we look at net positioning, everything else is on a bit of a decline. We're seeing US dollar sort of pick up a little bit, but Euro is by far the standout. So the one I was targeting, especially with these elections, that I do think is going to be overall weaker for the yen. I'm looking for this to continue diverging. So trading Euro and yen, hence why I've got a long on Euro yen. Because look at yen now, you see like quite steadily now. The longs are coming down and the shorts are going up. So we're seeing net positioning almost halved over the last couple of months from 179 down to 103. So I think this is a good shout to continue seeing, especially when that election didn't really give a firm result. So it's very much up in the air that not having like a firm direction on future policy is probably going to lead to like a lot of conflict and people jockeying for what they want. So I think yen weakness is well and truly on the cards. Okay, so German man. Yes. Ugly. There was a day like this just recently. Where is it? Might be going back a few weeks. Because when I see something like this, often it's a bit clearer if it's after a big move. But we haven't really had a big move. Like we saw like the previous New York session, very bullish, and then it's very sluggish for London to take buys, and we actually saw the correction. Now that actually we're seeing quite a prolonged area of consolidation. To me, this is quite fishy for like it's quite difficult to understand where are they de-risking given we've had such a huge rally, or are they quietly accumulating a good position to go long? Do I think it's just waiting for the sap? I think that's definitely playing a role into it. But I would have thought as well, if they really wanted to manipulate price, I think because this is a theory, but because there is the SAP earnings, there's a chance that there's just not many participants at all. So what London need to do is they really need to take their time to build a position without giving it away. But if they are concerned about SAP earnings, it would make sense for them to build a position near support to actually push it above, because I'm sure there will be buyers above here, and they would need to sell into that buying pressure if they want to de-risk, if they want to like transfer the risk someone else. So they probably still need to make money today. So I'm sure that there is going to be a move. I think it'd probably be easier for them to push it higher, but they could also make money going down as well. They could accumulate a sell position. If there's no one that's willing to take a big bet on a buy, they could potentially squeeze people that are holding buys out of the market by forcing them to sell. So if they do push price down, I do think we could actually have a fairly quick move down by people just dumping it if it is breaking through here. But what they're doing, like, to me, I think downside makes a bit more sense. But where was this day? A really tight day. I think it was a day that I couldn't trade for some reason. But all of these days where London did nothing has usually come after a day when there's been a big move, and London's just taken its time. Can't remember the last time we had a day where price just did nothing. Maybe it was this day actually. Maybe it was 4th of July. Yeah, I think it was this day actually. I think it was the 4th of July because it was a bank holiday. The price didn't really do anything in the New York session. We had a decent move in the Asia session, and then it was London was taking its time to build here, and we look at this on the chart, and it was really a period of just nothingness for the majority of the session, and then eventually she did start moving. Looks like we're coming down now, actually. Looks like we're coming down now. Here we go. So looking to take it down to this zone at least. breaking out of here now, so it's got a bit oversold. So let's see if it does give that little pullback. Just go rotate to the 1 minutes. A bit oversold here, so breakouts to the downside into the support. High risk, very high risk. But I think it makes sense to target at least this dotted line right over here. It's about 25 pips away. And then you can see if it can just push straight down into that area. I wouldn't be surprised if it makes its way back up now to this. So I think one way maybe to take the breakout, if you've got quick fingers, is just see if you get like a few minutes where price just kind of drifts, and then think, look, we'll probably just now have a big push to the downside. Otherwise, I think that area makes a lot of sense. There you go, there's a little drift. Let's see if we can actually hold it now. Just be careful though, because this candle, this one specifically, took out the Frankfurt low. So that's the first touch of the Frankfurt low. And this is like for the Asia low as well that it just took out. There is a little zone here where price drifted from here, like this little bit where price is pushed up before moving higher and filled this zone. So this is something as well. So oversold, having a bounce from Asia low. Trading underneath it is going to be the safest, but the risk reward is the trade-off. Was there on the 30-second chart, was there, oh, there's a little thing here.
I got out of the bottom of that candle there. I'm just looking to get back in a bit so it gets back up a little bit.
Oh, you were in a sell beforehand and you got out here?
Yeah, so at the start of the London Open, there was a volume imbalance on the 1 minute, and it, it just went through it by a couple of pips, and that's where I got in. So I got 50 pips.
Okay.
I still think it's going to go lower.
Yeah, if it can start breaking into these wicks, it's a very good chance it's going to make another leg lower. Still is support though. Come on, drop down, feel this wick. Break that support. Just break it and one clean push down.
She had her breakfast, she had my egg, a bit of my egg. She had a couple of spoons of Hayden's milk. She had one biscuit and a banana. Obviously, that's the banana. She hasn't eaten, but she asked for it.
Come on, break. Just break straight down. 30 pips, one single minute candle.
You don't want much, do you?
Please. She needs to eat the banana, otherwise we can't get her ready.
Come on. This is it. Drop, drop. If this 5 minute candle close like it is, we'll also get in this like accumulation across here. Come on. This is our target right here. It's got to go down, surely. After all of that. Underneath. Oh, we've got a little accumulation here as well. At least take out this HLO to the top of this box. At least here. A little bit of divergence starting at these like Asia lows from Thursday last week, like this little area. A little bit of divergence.
If you don't want to give it to mommy.
Okay. Well, she accumulated at least here, and then we've seen a bit of a drop, and we are seeing a bit more of accumulation across here. So what this kind of is signaling that if we're pushing down, if we're kind of rejecting this level and coming back down, I think then it could do that move. But you know, first time touching, like we are oversold, so it's just the risk reward gets really hard for it to continue and stay oversold, especially when you've got divergence on lower time frames. So it makes sense to have a little pullback, but for the downside move to continue, this was the area that I thought, like on the 30-second chart. I know we're going like super micro times now, but this area still, like where price shot down, it was pause and then shot down. This area would be something I'm very interested in. If it retests and looks continually, then it looks like if the sellers reload and price is coming back down, then I think that would be a decent play. So we just need to see whether this is going to hold or not, where price can continue this like bearish structure where we're making lower highs. This is a bit of potential supply that price can retest, but if you really only want it to be a retest, you don't want it to like close strongly up into these areas. You'd want it to like reject, come back down, and then look to run these lows a bit further into that better pocket of support. So that's what I'm going to look for, just to see it retest this area first. Getting back into overbought on the stocky, getting back into these structures. So let's see if it was just, if this is a liquidity grab or if we're going to go lower. Running the Asia low first time makes sense for a pullback, yeah. Always makes sense. Okay.
I think if it breaks this low again, it's going downtown for a bit, looking at the 4 hour.
Yeah. I think there's so much good liquidity underneath here. And like when you invert the chart, it looks nice for a drop. Like on the 30-minute inverted, if we were looking for buys, it would look like this is just making these higher lows, and this resistance is just every time it gets tested, it gets weaker and weaker and weaker. Feels like there's a good chunk of liquidity that could push up to. On an inverted looking chart, that'd look pretty sound for buys. Yeah, I think just once it breaks underneath, I think there's some downside.
Yeah. I took the short on the previous break below, so I'm in profit, but not much. But if it goes back above that little zone that you put there, I'm just going to stop it out at a loss.
Yeah, I don't want it to go.
You've got my plan.
If it's going to go, if we're going down, I really don't want it to be a trading above here.
No. And looking at the higher time frame price action, it does look bearish at the moment. But it's just at that support, that's what I don't like.
Yeah, the support's difficult. It's a difficult support to be at. yeah, man, this level is just looks so attractive for it to come down to. Even if it was just a wick down, it would be very, like, even if it just reacts from here, I could understand a candle that did something like that, sweeping underneath all of these lows. I could really see that. So I think it's got some downside there. It's just whether it's going to run higher first before going down, that kind of rubbish, because it is sideways. I think looking for a clean breakout in this kind of volume is a bit risky.
Right, I've got to jump in meetings. I'll catch you tomorrow, guys.
All right, Justin, have a good day, mate. Good luck today.
Yeah, take care. Good luck today.
Cheers. Not absorbing sellers, these little candles.
I'm going to look at the others, see what they're doing. France 40's doing the same. Nasdaq looks a nice sell at the moment.
Okay.
These are the questions going to be today.
Okay.
But she's eating their banana, so it's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay. The backpack is done.
It's ready. Yeah.
It's ready. The cardigan is inside. I don't think she's going to need the cardigan to.
Yeah.
But the cardigan is inside if you think she's going to be cold.
They're all the same.
If you don't put the cardigan on her, let them know if you go outside and if it's for the cardigan.
Apart from the UK 100, but that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I thought, yeah, UK 100 should be good for buys.
Yes, it looks good for buys.
Because the news that came out was on this public sector net borrowing was a bit of news that 20.7 billion, pretty high number. So this is the spending and income. So the deficit basically. So where you got this deficit come up, 20.78, this is just further, not really, like this indicates budget deficit. So basically, they're having to print money to cover the costs. So that'll weaken the pound, and a weaker pound we know is good for UK 100 because they do their business in US dollars. So I thought this would be a decent one. It's just such a crappy pair to trade, like, because of the numbers.
Yeah, I don't like it.
But to me, this makes sense for this to keep on going higher. The longer pound continues to weaken, the higher this is going to go. Okay, what are we doing here, German? Now we're consolidating again. So we're going to retest this zone, or are we going to sort of top out of these wicks? Kind of got a little bit of a...
Hayden, I'm watching you on my phone. What time frame is that? I can't see.
Oh, I've been flicking across. Which one does it look like? Like this?
Yeah, is that the 5 minute? Just make sure my zones are the same. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, thank you. I'm just going to put, because I've got to take the dogs to the vet soon, so I'm just going to put my stop above there.
Mm-hmm. Well, this is where I'm looking for it to retest.
You're watching on telephone, Sarah?
Yeah, I was feeding the dogs and stuff, so it was on my phone. As I was walking about.
Okay, come on. It's kind of looking like we've got a bit of a resistance formed up here. Well, there we go. Come on, break through these wicks. We don't want this to be a wick. We want this one to be firm seller's candle. If it's just leaving a wick, just absorbing more sellers,
there we go.
Then it feels like it could drive a bit higher. But if we look at a good 1 minute candle, let's just punch through this level now. Come on. Come on, punch through. Come all the way down to here.
Go on, just go, just drop.
Yeah, need to get going soon. So Do us a favour.
Got to get all 3 dogs to the vet, which is going to be a pain in the arse.
There we go. Push. Drop. You know what I mean? Drop.
Yeah. Go on, go. We're at R1 now. We just need to break here. That's
There
it.
we are. Beautiful.
Yes.
All right. Should keep on going now, we would think.
Perseverance pays.
Now, just to get down to this level, if you guys, like, this is the top of the zone that I'm concerned about. This is liquidity. We could run all the way down to the lower end, but if you've been holding sells, not a bad idea to secure something.
What, this zone?
I think this is a heavy area to react from, yeah. So, but it's just where in the zone, because it's about a 20 pip zone. So at the moment we're at the top end of it. On the 30 minute, this is where we, like, on Thursday last week, I think it was Thursday. Was it Thursday or Wednesday? Wednesday last week, we punched up, and then we've got this area consolidation before it punched up, had a little retest, and then drove higher. So because it's been retested once, I do think we can go deeper into the zone, but this is really dangerous. This line. So because this is kind of fresh demand that led to a break of a high, and it never really came back. To me, that's a take profit. It takes something off this level. If we can continue pushing down, great, but I wouldn't want to run the risk of a trade like this. This could easily, the next candle, it could stall here. Maybe it drives lower because there's plenty of space on the downside, but it could wick up like this before driving down. So it depends on where your entry is at. But if you're up more than 1-to-1 on where your entry was, you should be up more than 1-to-1 because there's a tight range. Then this is
there we go.
Is where I'll be taking some partials.
I've gone to break even.
Cool. And if we invert the chart again now and look at the 30 minute, it looks like this. Now this is looking like it's breaking out. Okay, for this is that resistance, and then this was kind of building. So if it wants to, this, we just know how hard it is to short a stock market, but this candle looking pretty good. That there's plenty of space, plenty of liquidity above here. That price could fill. But the first time a touch of a breakout can have some pretty happy pullbacks. But we got it. We got the direction right. Just had to wait. And the longer it consolidated, this is the trick. Absorb buyers into that breakout. Adelaide's level was pristine. Like it was just yesterday. Same level as yesterday. But we're seeing like it reacted here, kind of consolidated a bit around it, but plenty of wicks reacting at this point. Kind of rejected here again, that Asia sat on this level. Before then you got a clear break with these candles, which pushed down. This was just London grabbing more buyers. Consolidated, really ugly consolidation. And then it just looked more and more likely that sales were playing out when we broke down. And then she went. And this was the zone that we were looking for yesterday for price to retest. It was just one day. It's good idea to like mark out these levels because we don't know when they're going to hit. Like whether it was yesterday, the day before, today is the day.
There you go. That's it. You've got also on that 4 hour, you've got that big wick.
This one?
On my chart. Yeah, that second one here.
Yeah, I think it on Pepperstone it's clearer. It's clearer than no, it's the same. But yeah, I thought this on Forex.com, like the 3 hour and the 2 hour, this looked very attractive. If price could break
So we're now at the
level.
bottom of that 4 hour doji, that previous 4 hour doji. So it's either going to react here or go down. That's pretty much where you are, isn't it? So I'm reading my price the same. Yeah.
Yeah, 115 pips. So after a slow start, now it's really starting to move on the last 10 minutes of the hour as well. Waited all that time just because yesterday was such a consolidation day. They had to build a position slowly. They couldn't just go in. So was there any reason that it's not a reason why this went down. It is more, was there any sort of headline that they used to just dump it? Don't think so. It's pretty quiet in the whole like scheduled news. Looks like there's not really much of anything. I think stocks opening down was a bit of a clue. Look at SAP, everything's negative. SAP, Siemens, Deutsche Telekom, Airbus, Allianz, Rheinmetall, Siemens, Merck, Mercedes, BMW. Everything at the moment's down. Oh yeah, man! Look at this. Let's run.
Here we go.
Cool. All right.
I'm trailing behind those bars now.
Yeah, good idea. Good idea. Trail it till it tops you out.
Just I'll get something then. Yeah, if I get stopped, I'll get stopped out.
Nice move.
I'm really feeling, Hayden, that they just keep turning up to these. I know how long have we been doing these now?
Nearly 2 years now.
Yeah, I was going to say it must be a couple of years. But probably the other guys are feeling it as well. It all starts to. My brain is getting old now, so I'm not as quick as I used to be. But it all seems to be coming together.
That's good.
Especially when we look at like you mark up yourself, and obviously then watching what you do. So thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, I think the biggest lesson is
it becomes more enjoyable.
Yeah, I mean there are frustrating days, incredibly frustrating days. I think they're the days that you learn the most from, though.
Yeah, and I've had quite a few of those of late, and I've just had to really take a look. And I've gone back to some of the trading in the zone stuff, and it's everything we say all the time. It's all your head.
Yeah, but I find that the most frustrating days are the days that the next day is actually really easy to trade, as long as and like so day like what day was it? This day was easy. I think it was this day, Wednesday last week. This was really painful. Like I was really dirty on this day. It just like this is a really hard day to trade, to anticipate something like that. Just a grind high the whole time, and like quite big, 200 pips. And I used to like get myself so worked up trying to fight this, get so pissed off that I wouldn't see the move the next day. And because I like this is a while back, I just want to take like a break from the charts for a day or two just to sort of get the groove back again. But when you see something like this, as long as you can recognize that you're not in line with the move and then know when to call it quits, know when just to stop fighting it, just wear the loss for the day.
Yeah.
But not have damaged enough that you can't look at the charts. You can come back with a pretty clear head and you can then anticipate, like, I mean, each one of these days, we have had three of the last, I think there's maybe 3 or 4 days in the last 2 weeks. We've had one-sided sessions, and I felt so pissed off with the session because, and I think 2 of those days as well, I wasn't able to recover anything in the New York session. But each one of those days, the next day was actually quite easy to anticipate, and it was, even though it was like a losing day, made well more, like it was nothing that you couldn't recover from in more than like just one asymmetric multiple R trade. Like even like a 2-to-1 or 3-to-1, you make that money back at least, or some.
Yeah.
And like that was this day. I think when we had a big, like this day here, where price just rallied all day, had the pullback, and then it rallied into the close from 2 Wednesdays ago. No, sorry, last Wednesday. Thursday was really easy because then it was like, well, I'm not going to fall for the buys here. London can't buy the high, even though they have done it before and just taken a loss. They won't buy the high with New York in profit, and they have done it in the past, which is bloody annoying because it's a loss. But when you just play the odds over time, this is just to get people interested to absorb the buys, and it was easy for us to take sells down and then take the buys. I mean, I remember this day, the sells down and then into the buys. So even though Wednesday was a losing day for me in London session and bloody New York session, this one London session here just made back that day and some. And then we had as well, because it's like, we had another day that was very similar, where New York rallied into the highs and never took profits. Asia session continued that move higher. I mean, sells were so easy just to look for on that Friday, and it consolidated, chopped around for a bit, but after any good move higher, a good move down needs to follow a sideways consolidation, because they need to take time to get out of these trades. And this just absorbed buyers into it. So there were some good trades here, and then caught a lot of this chunk, not all of it, but took sells after the stream. Remember, I was saying if it breaks down, it's going to go down and correct a lot of this move. So even though it was a really tough day on the Wednesday, and the week before that it was a Tuesday, that was a really hard day. But the days following it, as long as you don't damage your account beyond repair, always just think, what kind of mistake do you want to make in your trading? Do you make the mistake that's easiest to recover from? So if you make a mistake in your daily bias and you get it wrong, the mistake that's going to be much harder to recover is keep on trading that day. The easiest mistake to recover from is to just leave it and come back. You made a mistake in your bias, where the market's always right. So we're either right or we're wrong. It's not about timing. My timing was off. My bias was off. Took a loss. That's a mistake. The easier mistake to recover from is just to leave it there for the day. Know that I'm only down 0.5%, 1% from 2 trades. I know that I can recover that in a good day. But if my mistake is then to compound on that mistake by over trading, now I'm down 2 or 3%, it's way harder for me to recover from that in one day. And then you've got to go back into the whole grind to get back above where you were before you made all that, before you just damaged your account. So as long as you know when to quit, it's so incredibly hard, frustrating.
Yeah.
So like some of those days, I just said, I've just got to get off the charts, go for a run, do something that can sort of reset yourself, because it never gets easier to stomach a loss or a losing day, especially when you want something so bad. So losing sucks, but I know the easier mistake for me to recover from is just to stop, because I can make it back on another day. But obviously I'm not seeing it well today. Just got to follow the system. This was a day that New York rallied or dumped or whatever, and London continued it or didn't give a clean setup. So just if you're not seeing it, man, just take that time. Take the time to reset. So important. So beautiful move down here.
Totally agree.
It's consistency and showing up, because there is a system. It is hard to learn though, but it is a system. There's a system though, marking your levels up and just learning that patience. It's a system that you can trade anything with.
I always thought I was patient until I started trading.
Yeah, patience is bloody hard to learn.
Yeah.
Watching something and be patient enough just to let it go, knowing that something new will set up. Or if you hesitate and you miss it because you're scared to jump in, knowing to not chase it, knowing, ask yourself, who's selling? What's their intention? Their intention is to sell. Their intention is to to wash people out. So if they're trying to wash people out, you know their agenda is to actually try buy low. So how low do they want to buy it? How much are they going to put the pain on people holding buys before they're able to get a good position? But it's good to go with the trend, but we also need to ask ourselves why price is moving a specific way. All right, well, that was the move we're looking for. So it was to come back and fill this space. So we've got a pretty nice little that candle alone. There's already like this bounce. There's already bounced 50 pips back up.
Yeah.
So this was a great level. This area was going to always be problematic. First time touch. Got a fair value gap underneath here, right there as well.
I got 52 pips from that move, so I'm happy with that.
Yeah. So fair value gap, price is reacting. Whether this keeps on going down, there's plenty more room to go down. Plenty more room. Whether it does though, it's so hard to fight the stock market. The short squeezes are so dangerous. So always secure. I mean, I always secure when I'm shorting. But we've got a trend line here. Touch. Don't have many perfect trend lines like this. So maybe it does drop a little bit lower. Maybe it bounces a bit higher. But that was the easy move for the day.
They're all bouncing there. Nas bounced at the same time.
Yeah. It makes sense, I think, for price.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well done. Nicely played. So I think we'll leave it here for the day. I've got to take Mads to nursery now. Okay, thanks guys for being here as usual. Always appreciate you guys. If there's any questions, hit me up in the Discord. Hope you guys got the sells. I think that was only the thing we were looking for from the start, was just entertain how to get into these sells. Price broke down, and eventually it was just all over really. And there was a couple 5-minute candles that did most of the damage. Just these two bad boys did most of it. So a whole hour and a half waiting for 2 5-minute candles.
Worth the wait though.
Yeah, it was worth the wait.
Good trade.
All right, guys. Well, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, have a great day.
Keep yourself.
See you all.
Keep your eyes on.
Thanks, guys.
On the yen crosses. Okay, I think the yen is going to be jostling for position, but I do think yen is going to be weak. Eventually, at some stage, I think euro. I'm leaning into strength up until probably the night before these euro, until Thursday, like basically till tomorrow night. I think euro. This makes sense to me for euro strength ahead of interest rates. Then just try to be flat on interest rates if you can, or completely secured. Okay, but euro is a target.
Any others on euro? Hayden? Sorry, on yen.
Oh, you mean like any other crosses?
Anything else?
Yeah, I think maybe stay away from pound. Pound is in a funny spot right now with their kind of stagflation. So that's a really hard place to be in. That they've got a deficit ballooning, but they've got rise in inflation. So they're either going to have to try to stimulate themselves out of this low productivity phase, which is going to eat into inflation, or they're going to try cut spending somewhere to try get the deficit under control, which could then actually lead to strengthening of the pound. But this is a very tricky place. So pounds, I wouldn't want to be. Yeah, man, pound's bloody hard at the moment. So I'd probably steer clear of pound.
Euro yen looks a nice buy here, actually.
Yeah.
Just a quick look at it.
I quite like the euro yen. I'm in euro yen currently.
Yeah.
I think we can push up another at least what I'm targeting is we've been grinding so much now for these last like 10 weeks, basically, where I think we start at least we should push. Oh, where's my rectangle? We should at least like get up to about here somewhere. Here, or maybe even
a bit more room in it.
Even maybe the open of that weekly candle. So at least about 110 pips from where we are now. I think we can grind higher. Cool. All right, guys.
Right, I have to go.
Appreciate this as always. I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, take care. Stay safe.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Cheers.